Hello? Hello? I'm not speaking to you. Hello? Not speaking to you. Stop meowing at me. Go away. True. True. You menace. Welcome to Melfus TV Live. Yeah, go lie in your box. Well, I say your boxes. My box. That you have taken over and concaved with your furry ass. Welcome. Welcome to the show, everyone. Hey, Cindy. It is a Sunday stream, which is not normal, but it's been not a normal week or so for streaming. And in a similar vein, normally there's a Monday stream, but there won't be one tomorrow, so I'm glad that I'm streaming tonight. Hey, Firefly. He's on schedule. He's just on cue. He sees the mic swing around, and he wants to come up and annoy me, which is weird because he doesn't do this when I'm recording shows. Like when I'm just talking to one other person for recording, he doesn't typically act up for attention, but he somehow seems to know when it's a stream. So I'm not sure how that is, but he somehow does it consistently. But yes, welcome everyone. Nothing particularly fancy planned for this evening. It is just some more Friday the 13th, so we can get close to wrapping that up. We got 5 movies left. We can knock out 2 tonight. Yes. His tail goes where it pleases. And he's... Oh, I can't stay mad at you, Firefly. You're cuddly. You can see some of the cat fur, like floating in the air from his antics. Firefly, a menace. So yes, Friday the 13th, 6 and 7 for the evening. A lot of TV content went out this week. I tried out Heels. I got Stargirl out immediately on my own. I just chose to wait for Connor for the Superman finale because he'd done the whole season. It felt weird to just not do the finale with him. So, and since it's the last episode, I figured I can wait a little bit and we can do that together. And then, yeah, and of course the usual, Babylon 5 went out, Twilight Zone went out. And for anyone who didn't check it out already, I also did the pilot for brand new cherry flavor, and the fact that I had to think about what the title of the show was there, that was just over a week ago, admittedly. I was more positive on Heels than Bored. Yeah, but Bored has bad taste. Let's be honest here. Come on, that's not. Not that I didn't have problems with the show. I do, but Bored has proved over time that he has questionable judgment. So, it is what it is. So, I figure I'll chat for a little bit until people show up. Usually takes a little bit of time for the usuals to filter in. But then again, it is a Sunday. Maybe people are busy. Maybe people have got family stuff to do. Or whatever crazy stuff some of them get up to. I was trying to think of a joke, but I came up short. I apologize. We're off to a roaring start. But yeah, the only other thing about content this week is the Ace was pretty delayed, but um, that was just because recording kept getting pushed back, so it just ended up being late. And it probably felt later than it actually was as well, because last week it was early. Last week it went out like Tuesday ish, and it's normally goes up early on a Thursday and then for public on a Friday. But last week it went out a couple of days early, and the reason why I did that last week was because the previous two were the countdown halves, so I felt like getting the next regular episode out quick would be good. But then it just made this gap longer when this one was a bit late, which is a shame. Uh, but that was the perfect excuse to put out the last screams that I had recorded, that I'd had sitting there waiting for a little bit, just for such a situation where I needed a hot ticket item to fill in. So that went out too. So yeah, much that. So I'll be back to a bit more of the classic stuff going up over the week. Obviously, there'll be a new hockey mask and a new ace per usual, but um, that's the business per usual. I actually finally watched Suicide Squad today. Um, Basically things kept getting pushed back with Matt, so I just said screw it. I'm going to watch the movie because I've got a free day pretty much, and I wanted to watch something. So I don't even know what I'm doing review wise for it. It might just be a sort of casual thing I end up doing on my own like tomorrow or at all even. Speaking of Tower, did you post the early Twilight Zone review on Patreon? No, it's not yet. No. That occasionally skips weeks for reasons. The next one's actually recorded. It just hasn't been up yet. But it means the public won't get one this coming week. Such a messy schedule, but it is what it is. In that right, Firefly? Yeah. So, no. I am happy more TV shows are starting though, just to give us something to look at. Guess what old shooter got an updated re-release? I think Quake did. I want to say Quake. I feel like I heard something about Quake this week. But hey, Bob. Not there's anything sticking out for the rest of the month, although there may be something I'm missing that I'll catch on a whim. But next week's got Why the Last Man and Foundation starting, so I'll be checking out those for sure. And then October's got Invasion, which I think is an Apple show. I'll probably also check out the premiere of the 4400 reboot. I never saw the original, but it seems like something that we would check out on the show. I know it's probably a little disappointing that Connor isn't there for most of the TV stuff these days. Obviously that sucks and it just is what it is. But the one silver lining to the TV stuff mostly being solo is that it will, in theory, be much, much, much quicker at happening. For example, Heels, like for episode 2, I will watch that early tomorrow, and I'll have the review up sometime tomorrow. That should just, assuming I stick with it, if I keep liking it, then that'll just be the consistent. So it'll be within about a day of it airing. Because of that, same with Stargirl. And shows that go on streaming services probably same day, hopefully, because they're there from early that morning. Just depends. Oh, and of course, Doom Patrol's back next month as well. Ah, yes, yes. Oh, I am pleased by that. That's something to look forward to. Yeah, I know that the original 4400 did have a fan base, but I never, for whatever reason, I just never checked it out at the time. That was back in the day, but if you missed the start of it, you missed the boat, and you didn't have much of a choice until they repeated it, or um, whatever. What not like today, where you can go back and catch up on anything at any time to your heart's content. Wait, when's that? Oh, damn. I'll have to check what price that is. That's a movie possible for Sacred Hockey Mask. Are you going to be able to review Candyman? When is it out? I don't remember when the release date is for that anymore because it get pushed back so much. I mean, if it's after Tim's back, it'll be a me and Tim thing probably because we were doing those anyway. If it's before then possibly me and Sasha will do it. But if it's theatre only, that might make it a little bit weird, depending on how comfortable different people feel about going to the theatre again. Because none of us really are, as of yet. Oh, it's next week? Oh, in that case, it won't be Tim. Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't expect it. I wouldn't expect it as soon as it comes out Sunday. I would say when it hits VOD sometime later, uh, is when to expect it. Started to play Revelations 2. Lower difficulty, too easy, and it's a lot of fun. Love that Barry got to be in a campaign as a playable character. I do love Barry Burton, so I'm always going to be championing that he gets a bit more time. I thought there was some fun dialogue and stuff between the two pairs of characters in that game. It's not a great game. It's definitely a cheap game. You can tell it was made on a budget and it's whatever, but it's all right fun. It's better than the first Revelations. I mean, it's much better than something like 6. So I'm not so sure I really care about the episodic thing though. I'm just like whatever. It's kind of the antithesis of what I consider Resident Evil to be. In many ways, Resident Evil to me is just like one continuous thing till the end, where it's all set in one night or whatever, And that's something they went back to. Like 7 and 8 were like that. And to be fair, 4 and 5 were kind of like that too. Although 4 and 5 are still split into chapters, which felt a bit weird at the time. Like that was a bit jarring when it switched to chapters. But 7 and 8 are back to the one continuous thing, pretty much. Pretty much. There's like a time jump at the start when it's setting up the story, which is fine. But like once you're in the mix of it, you're in the mix of it for the duration, pretty much. What We Do in the Shadows is back on the 2nd of September, and I just started season 2 on my rewatch. That is, yeah, okay, week and a half to watch 9 episodes. Yeah, okay, that's easy. I want to do that, and then I want to watch last season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and then this season, and hopefully actually be up to date for the finale airing, which must be pretty soon because they're airing it in twos. So I'll have to check what day that is, and then do my work. Which doesn't work because I'm not reviewing it right, and it's a sitcom, but it would be nice to watch the finale of that show when it's like still just aired. So I'm in the zeitgeist of it. Oh yeah, Resident Evil Remake's great. It's a tough game for compared to like modern games, especially if you're playing it on like normal or hard. And it's not. I mean, it's not that hard to me, because when you know the crit path and you know where things are, you can make the sort of the strategic choices to get you through it. But yeah, I'm just glancing at the at Metacritic's upcoming TV premiere dates to see if there's anything else coming soon that I can add to the checkout list. Not that I'll do everything. Something has to be left for the pilot vote, obviously. Oh, that said, the pilot vote can be old shows if need be. It's not like a huge deal. I'm sure people would probably get a kick out of that. As long as people didn't assume that it was going to be like, oh, I'll do episode 1 of X show, so therefore I'll be doing it weekly from that point on. Maybe a fun thing actually is if, let's say I do an episode 1 of something based on the pilot vote, there's a classic show, is that I can put episode 2 in the next vote with two like other pilots that I've skipped, and if people don't like the look of the pilots, then they could just pick episode 2. The second game remastered. Well, you mean remake, not remaster. The reason why Resident Evil Remake is called Resident Evil Remaster on modern consoles is because it's a remaster of the remake. It's a remaster of the GameCube remake. Resident Evil 2 is remake is just Resident Evil 2 remake. Which is not to be pedantic, but it is they're very specific terms, which I think the gaming industry's kind of muddled up a little bit. Hey, Renegade. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Suppose you could filter this by you know, the IGN used to do a good like fall TV preview. Maybe they still do it, and I just never go to IGN anymore because I hate the website now. But it'd just be nice to have another show to check out in the next week. I do have to do last month's pilot vote winner, still. So expect that this week. It won't be tomorrow because tomorrow I've got like something with Connor and I'm doing a solo show, but probably Tuesday or Thursday I'd expect. Well, there's not been a stream since you became boss, right? Again, so I'd be very impressed if you somehow had been dethroned, and I'd be like, where the hell was tipping when I wasn't here? Oh, I mean, C's back for season 2. Remember that pilot? Oh god, I hate that show. Despised it with every fiber of my being. So did I today. A lot of movies I watch are movies I've never seen before. I mean, that's small potatoes to me, Bob, compared to like all the other reasons why it doesn't really feel like Resident Evil. Like for some reason they seem obsessed with doing stories set in the Resident Evil world without actually doing a story that feels like a Resident Evil story. I mean, it's essentially supposed to be Die Hard with zombies. Like that's ultimately what it is when you really, really boil it down. But no one's willing to do that for some reason. So weird. Oh, American Horror Story double feature starting this week. Maybe I should do the first one of that since it's an anthology. Just for some extra content and clickies. Although I've hated the past first episodes that I've tried. Archer's back, but I don't watch that, so I'm just mentioning it in case anyone cares. There's a Witcher anime on Netflix tomorrow, apparently, but okay. I'll take your words for it. Yeah, there's really nothing in the next week. I guess there's just nothing for the rest of August. Nothing on the Sunday? Oh, nah. Nothing from HBO starting on the Sunday? Nah, I guess not. They have a Hugh Jackman sale on iTunes in case you want to get Chappie. There's a 3-pack with Chappie, District 9, and uh, Elysium that goes on sale for super cheap that I'll probably grab at some point. I do buy stuff on US iTunes, but it's a little bit more awkward because I have to buy like iTunes credit, and I'm not allowed to get any less than $25. So if there's only one thing for $5 that I'd maybe want, it's really annoying. It's like, hmm. I mean, you did watch a movie on YouTube because there was two Power Rangers actors in it. Like I could have told you it was probably going to suck, Renegade. It's probably got three names because they retitled it in three different markets, or even hoping that the same people would rent it again on video because I assume it's from the 90s. Sounds like a cheap cash grab. Has the hallmarks of it anyway. Let's do a wee Google, shall we? New TV shows September 2021. See if anything interesting comes up. Didn't suck actually. Basically, one big fight. Okay. Why are all my hard drives spinning up? Nothing's using your hard drive. Stop it. Unless the computer's doing something that I'm unaware of. This is just a list like really someone's done an article. But that's just the year in total. Oh my. I hate how I search new TV shows in September 2021 and I'm getting tons of what's coming to Netflix in September. I'm like, that's not what I want. Ah, it doesn't matter. I'm giving up hope. Do I see anymore? I love how you mentioned iTunes deals though, because the UK deals should be popping in for the week over the next few hours. So I'll refresh the page a couple times and see what goodies might be on sale. There wasn't really much last week. I got the Beverly Hills Cop trilogy in 4K. But that was it. That was the only thing that was there. There's the La Brea show from NBC. It'll probably be bad, but may make for a fun review. I don't know if you're selling me on it. You don't mean to ask. That's a really weird phrase. I don't mean to, but you are asking, so you do mean to. Are we still doing the game night? Yes, we are still doing the game night. Why are you concerned that that might have changed? Um. Well, originally, Bob, I was going to say another 10 minutes, but I mean, people are a little bit slower tonight showing up, so I'll give it a bit more time, which may affect how many movies we watch, admittedly. But uh, we're a little bit late on the people right now, based on the normal amount. What's I going to check there? Just curious. God, you miss a couple of regular stream nights, and all of a sudden people are just assuming everything's cancelled. I just can't win. I don't know, I'm looking up this Libria show. That's not what I was going to look up before, but I can't remember what I was going to look up, so. When does this start? September 28th. An epic adventure begins when a massive sinkhole opens in the middle of Los Angeles, pulling hundreds of people and buildings into its depths. Those who fell in find themselves in a mysterious and dangerous primeval land, where they have no choice but to band together to survive. The show follows one family broken up by the events and trying to get back together. Okay, okay. Am I pronouncing it right, Cindy? Libria? Why'd that have to be the same night as Stargirl? Just annoying. What? Hey ho. Oh wait, no, hon. Wait, did I say September? Oh, it's September. Okay, so that's it. I'll add it to my schedule. Not guarantee I'll do it, but at least I know it's there and I can. When I forget what it is inevitably, and then Google it again to say what the hell is this show that's got on the schedule, I'll check it. Genius. 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 Okay. As for why I wasn't streaming this week much, I just woke up too early. I was far too tired before I would like 2 or 3 hours before I'd usually start streaming. I was already getting sleepy. Like so, there was just I just couldn't do it. There was nothing wrong. I was just my sleeping pattern was a little bit earlier in the day. It happens from time to time. Keep in mind that when I'm streaming normally, I don't start till 1 a.m. or so my time. So occasionally me having to have a reason to be up earlier in the day so that I'm getting sleepy before midnight is not that weird. Even if I am normally a night owl. Every so often there'll be something to put you back into a regular day cycle. Because the world refuses to revolve around me, even though I think it should, quite frankly. You will not be able to keep up those hours the older you get. Um, well, you say that, but like I don't mind my sleeping pattern just being later in the day. Like it's not really staying up late if you didn't get up until 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Like is fairly normal for me when I'm streaming at that time. And after all, I record with people in the Pacific time zone. I mean, that's the reason why my sleeping pattern tends to be like that anyway. So it's not going to change. If I was recording with people who were all in my time zone or who like to record early, so it would be a more normal UK time, then maybe my streaming hours would be very different. Maybe I would be streaming at like I don't know, like 8 p.m. till midnight UK time, which would be like 1 p.m. till 5 p.m. Eastern, for example. No, that's not right. eight. That'd be noon Pacific to 4 p.m. Pacific. I don't know where the hell I got 1 till 5. That didn't fit either time zone. Anyway, um, I'm not concerned about what hours I'll be able to stay awake as I get older. There's one thing I'm good at is having a really weird sleeping schedule. I did, but those times ended up being when I ended up doing other things. Oh, Tyler's here because he's posting gifs making fun of my math skills in Discord. The sneaky bugger. So he's been very quiet, but he is here. I should have sensed him. You never know. Like he does have a well. After all, he lives in the middle of nowhere. He might be attending to some cows or maybe the crops. Maybe churning some butter. But don't worry, Tyler. I hear the railroad's going to be coming through there any day now. Hmm. So how is everyone? How are people? I've run out of nonsense to kill time with. Give me conversation. Do 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 do. Do 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 Hmm. Tyler, how many times have you watched Punk's entrance on YouTube? Be honest now. And Brock does look kind of funny with his new hair. But it's improved immensely with the old Steven Regal Real Man's Man music. He's a man, a real man, such a man. He's a man, a real man's man. 10 to 15 at least, like all the way through. Yeah, I've watched the entrance at least probably half a dozen times, and I've watched the full promo at least 3 times. Because no part of it's dull. Like it's so I haven't found any promo this rewatchable. It's so satisfying. Every part of it is just filled with emotion and honesty and meaning. Sometimes double meanings. Like if you were presented with a choice last night of watching 4 hours of SummerSlam or just watching Punk's entrance and promo 50 times, I would have picked the latter. Is that the guy from Girl with the Third Floor? It is, yes. CM Punk returned to wrestling on Friday night after a 7-year absence. And I was thinking actually there was a moment, Cindy, as he was coming out and the ovation, the crowd were going mental. There was a moment about halfway through where I thought to myself, I've seen him with jizz on his face. Remember when he's in the shower and the jizz comes out the shower? I've seen him get jizzed in the face. That just popped out in my head as he was walking down to the ring, as you do. Hmm. Oh, it's quiet tonight. Maybe I should scrap the plans and just make you all watch a Rifftrax with me. Now, I wouldn't normally want to watch Party of Rifftrax. I'd rather watch the original movie, but the movie in question was never officially released, and Rifftrax got their hand on it to do their own version. Because normally I'd rather do my own commentary and my own. Not that I'm as funny as the Rifftrax guys, because I'm not, but I'd rather have room for my own jokes and wherever they may pop up. But I watched one last month for a movie that never was released on its own. But somehow the Rifftrax guys got the rights, got the okay to exclusively. So it's a Rifftrax for a movie that you can't see without the Rifftrax track. But the movie is such a special item that I feel it needs to be seen by more people. I was cackling with laughter. Not even including the Rifftrax commentary. Like, I mean, there was a lot of funny stuff in that, but the movie on its own was making me cackle. And it's a short one too, so. I'm not sure which part Cindy said wow to. But I appreciate the wow regardless. Oh. Actually, I don't know what it is, Tyler. Cindy's Googled CM Punk returns and is watching his entrance and has been wowed by the noise of the crowd. That's what this is. Oh. Water. Finished. Such a man. He's a man. Such a man. He's a man. A real man's man. I've got that stupid song stuck in my head. Oh, okay. But you have other devices, Renegade, right? Like a PS4, like has a lot of apps for video playing and things like that. Yeah, there's a few more events in Chicago in a couple of weeks. Although they're going to Milwaukee on Wednesday. It is pretty exciting. It was a monumental night. It was a once in a decade kind of night on Friday. Arguably once in a quarter of a century kind of night. Like I would argue, there's not been a night as big as that since the Attitude Era, which was the last couple of years of the '90s. So that's the sort of level of magnitude we're talking. Look into my eyes. What do you see? Cult of personality. The area you're in won't allow it. Oh, I'm forgetting you're only using mobile data. Okay. That's why I should get internet. Then all of a sudden, tons of devices can access stuff. Isn't that right, Firefly? Firefly's asleep. He's not. He's not even paying attention. Come on, Shu. I believe in you. There we go. I like how my T-shirt, because it's flipped on the camera, like it doesn't actually say meat, but it looks like it says meat at a glance, which is a little bit funny to me. No, no one else. Oh, what a triumphant return after a week or so of not. You need a laptop to use internet. Your PS4 will use internet. You probably have other devices that will use internet. Hell, your phones will use internet. You won't have to use mobile data anymore. Although, to be fair, it does sound like you could use like a computer of some kind. It'd be a whole new world. So many buttons to press. What are we doing here? Oh, come on, iTunes deals update. Give me something to be excited about. What do you mean there's no Wi-Fi here? You have no Wi-Fi because you don't have internet in the house. If you got internet in the house, your router would give you Wi-Fi. You get a Wi-Fi hub, or at least you can buy a Wi-Fi hub to go with your internet. At least Wi-Fi is not a location dependent thing. I'm sorry, I'll say router for you. The router. I'm not posh now. Router. Wi-Fi can be expensive though. How can Wi-Fi be expensive? Do you have to like in the US? Do you have to pay extra for Wi-Fi with your internet? Like what the hell? Wi-Fi is just like comes included here. What the? What is this? I don't think you can get internet here without Wi-Fi. In fact, when they're installing it, they basically assume that that's what you're going to be using, and then I have to be like, no, I'm not a savage. I have an Ethernet cable because I want all of my speed. You philistine. I'm internet PGs. I mean, our internet can be expensive, I know, but it's a pretty essential thing. I'm sure. I'm sure you can. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is a bit skewed because while I pay a decent amount for internet, there's definitely really cheap options here, which are not like that big of a deal. Like if you just want the cheapest option, I mean, I'll let me check. I'll tell you what the cheapest option is from my ISP, which I do not have. I have like the second largest one because I care. If I go to my god, just give me broadband packages. This is what I want. Well, yeah, but like you don't like many people have internet now who don't have computers. Like the days of needing a computer or like only needing internet if you have a computer are kind of long gone. Like I feel like it's been like decades now since that's been the case. There's so many things now that need internet or use internet that most people will still just get it anyway, even if it's just for streaming stuff because you got like a streaming box or stick. Um, 1 second. Okay, so the cheapest here And this comes with a phone line. Is about $40 a month, and that's 108 meg. Which is £27 for the record. In local currency. But 108 meg, that's actually, for being the cheapest option, 108 meg download is not terrible. Like, I mean, yeah, it's you know, it's a fraction of what I get. I mean, it's like a what? How much more do I get? Yeah, I'm on 350, so it's less than a third of what I get, but it's still pretty usable. You can still stream 4K video with that quite happily. What concerns me though is I'm looking at yeah, there is a bigger one. In fact, I think they're starting the gigabit broadband soon, but it's like it's yeah, it's almost double the price, which seems fair. But to be honest, I don't know if I need any more speed. Like I feel like everything's pretty quick. I don't feel like I'm waiting for anything. And if I am waiting for something, it's because wherever I'm getting it from just can't give the speed anyway. So this, me having more speed wouldn't matter. So it's kind of diminishing returns where it's not worth paying extra money at a certain point if you're just feeling like everything's super fast anyway. Um, but interesting. So there's actually two Saudis above me now, which is wild. The options at my ISP are 100, 200, 350, 500 and a gig. I've got 350. Yeah, no, it totally is the because I remember going from 1 meg to 10, and I remember going from 10 to 20. I remember going from 20 to 50, 50 to 100, and all of those felt big. All of those felt like I was like jumping to the future with how bad it made the previous speed look. But when I went to, because I used to be on 200 and it got upgraded to 350 just naturally because everything was upgrading. When I upgraded from 200 to 350, like I didn't even notice it. Because even though it's technically almost double, it just wasn't like affecting much, really. That is correct. Heatwave, Dominic Purcell, as in Blood Red Sky. That is correct. I was curious. I wasn't sure. That's 27. Although I think if you add on the basic TV package, which is like basically just all the non-premium channels, right? So none of the movies or sports, but everything else. Uh, you basically get all that TV stuff for like an extra, I don't know, like 6 a month or something like that. Where is it? Or even less. You get it for an extra like £4. Although that may just be an introductory thing. Yeah. Oh no, wait, it's not all the channels. Okay, they've got it separated now. So it'd be a full £10 extra to get all of the channels except the premium, which I don't have because I don't care about linear TV. But the TV feels like just a bundled in thing just to make a few extra pennies. They don't seem to make that much money off of it. Oh, weird. Okay. I'm sure this is all very thrilling. Me looking up ISP money. I'm sure you're gonna get much cheaper though, huh? Uh, huh. Damn. You know what? The competitors are even better. I thought it would be cheaper elsewhere, but um, it's actually the same price for worse speed. And their best speed is not even close to the best speed that mine has. I have no interest in going with a different provider anyway. I'm quite happy with mine, but I'm just I mean, yeah, this is not super in-depth stuff, Renegade. This is just basic. It's basic stuff that most people have now, and I think you'll find that you'll be really happy to have access to a lot of things just by having the internet on more devices that aren't a phone. Don't feel pressured though. I mean, if you don't want to, you don't want to. But oh yeah, these even BT's worse. Still go with AT&T. Man, BT's so bad. BT's top package is 59 to 73 meg, and it costs more than what the 100 does with my provider. What the hell? Why is this so bad? And it's a contract as well. I mean, most of them start off with a contract, but like you'd have that for 2 years if you took that package. Jesus, that's terrible. Like the cheapest one at my provider is actually better value and better like standard. The upload might be slightly slower, but nothing drastic. Oh jeez, very bad. Yeah, if you've got a phone, if you got like a landline, like a phone line in the house, it'll be whoever does your phone line that'll do the internet, typically. I don't know if our services offer that. I've never like noticed an option to take that away. I don't think that's an option here typically. The upside is though is that when it has to be upgraded or it breaks, they just swap it out with a new one, no questions asked. They just send someone out, or in some cases they'll just post it to you if it's just a case of swapping the cables around. So I don't really have any complaints with that side of things. I mean, you can get internet without a phone line, though. It just tends to be the same companies that provide it. Yeah, usually the guy installing it will just do that when he's installing it. Yeah, the cable company tends to be the same as the internet as well. Like my ISP does all three. I don't have all three, but they do all three. But you do get phone companies that only just do phone and internet. They don't do TV. People with like satellite tend to have a separate provider for their internet and phone. I mean, all these services should be available. So if they do have to like fix stuff or like do stuff in the street because they've let things go to shit, like they should fix it. like everyone should have access to what in modern day is basic necessities. Da, 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 da. Hmm, interesting. Okay, I can't believe how much time we spent talking about ISP and internet costs and services. It's a slow night, it's fine. Hey, as long as the one's holding it against me, I'm okay with it. Hey, Chris. I mean, you're not the only person on the street, right, Renegade? There's like neighbors and stuff who all have either cable or other things. I would presume that as long as you're not on your own at the end of a long road where there's no houses near you, I feel like they'll want to make sure they can offer services to everyone. Oh, we're here and we will go. So for those of you who weren't here earlier, I there will not be a stream tomorrow. Unfortunately, I do have to record stuff, so I'm glad I'm streaming tonight. But should be back at normal time on Thursday. Um, yeah, I mean, if it's a complex, then other people are going to have things. Like, it's not just going to be like there'll be internet in the complex somewhere. I would be shocked if no one has internet. That is so unlikely. Unless it's like all old people who don't care about it. Not that I'm saying go door to door and get them to fill out a survey or anything. Tomorrow I may be a great aunt. A great aunt? Meaning your niece or nephew is having a kid? Damn. Is that making you feel old, or do you have like really old siblings compared to you, and therefore it's not really a big deal? I'll never directly be an aunt or uncle because I'm an only child. I suppose I could marry into the role, but that's about it. I mean, 50's a bit young to be a grandmother, but it's not. You know, it's not like a silly number. Do do do. Do 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 do. Yeah, it's worth mentioning if you already have cable, then there's probably a bundle that has cable and internet together. So it might not even be like a silly increase in a like a monthly bill potentially. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what American ISPs are like. Maybe they're money grubbing, but at least here, I tend to find that if you've got one, the cost of getting the other is pretty minimal. It's even the same with the movie and sport packages. They're really expensive, but if you want both, the second one's actually quite cheap. Like they do a thing where if you're getting movies or sports, then you don't have to pay anything close to full price for the second one. You can just get like it for like a fraction of the price. Like I was saying earlier, for me, it would only be like an extra £4 or £5 a month to get like all the basic channels, and only a little bit more than that to get most of the channels. So they love to make one sell the other. I guess I don't know. I'm not in the business of knowing exactly how they make their money. Just tell him all the great things he can get on the internet. He'll be convinced. And it makes sense they prioritize internet more now because more and more people are just saying we don't need TV anymore. Internet's all we need, so it makes sense for them to want to prioritize that and make that be more lucrative if it wasn't already by default. It's also worth mentioning that pretty much every provider here is unlimited now, data wise, and it has been for a long time. Um, I remember back like a decade. This is probably like yeah, it's probably like a decade ago now. But I remember once they tried to say, hey, you could save some money by switching to this package that has a data cap, and I didn't want to. I knew I didn't want to, but to try and make her point on the phone, she said that she'd look up and see how much data I'd used in the past month to see if it would be under what this data limit was, to see if it would be no effect, and they'd save me money by switching me. And when she looked up how much data I used, she said that I used more than double what the cap was. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I use the internet for a lot of things. So data cap ain't going to be working for me. I think it was like was it a terabyte data cap? I don't know. It probably was. That sounds about right. And I'd used like 2.2 terabytes in the last month. And this was a decade ago. This was before video went 4K and was using way more data. This was just everything. This was downloading games. This was YouTube. This was whatever, you know. Um, I don't know if it counts uploading as well. Maybe it was uploading to YouTube and stuff as well. I don't know. Well, it would have been a decade ago if it was uploading to YouTube, but yes, silly data caps. Not for me. I was actually I turned on the PS5 today, thinking, oh, maybe I want to play something. There was a beta for Diablo 2's remaster, and oh, if uploading counts, my usage per month will be pretty big. But so I played a little bit of Diablo 2 remastered, just the beta, so it's not the full game. It's just the demo, basically, for anyone who's not familiar with the terminology. And that seems all right. I don't know if I was getting like super into it yet. I did hear about a Dead Space remake. Yes. I mean, it was announced. It's official. Yeah. I didn't like finish it or even get that far in it though. I kind of played it for like 10 minutes. I went, yeah, that seems alright, and I like three well enough. Although I didn't pay attention to the story because it was just a bunch of fantasy gobbledygook. I didn't care. But I was like, yeah. I just don't know if I'm feeling the itch to play a game again yet. It doesn't help that there's nothing big and exciting coming out. There's like nothing for the rest of the year that's really like you're going to be in a video game mood again. Although speaking of video games and speaking earlier of wrestling, 2K, WWE 2K22, which normally it comes out like the fall before the year. It got delayed till March 2022, and it didn't have one last year for the first time in a long time. And apparently, the relationship between WWE and 2K is strained. Is the news that came out? It's very interesting. I am very much looking forward though to the W game, and the roster. Like I can't imagine the roster this game is going to have by the time it comes out. With the people they've added, with who's likely to sign up now, with who we know is on their way. Like you just know like, they're going to have like classic Jake the Snake in there as an unlockable, right? Because he's with the company. Same with Arn Anderson probably. Ric Flair's probably going to be there because he's probably going to be showing up at some point. 3 is playable, but definitely is a big step down because it's too EA-ified to really love. There are moments in it I liked though. There was definitely sections of it I kind of enjoyed, but there's a lot of it that kind of sucked. There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing I'm looking forward to video games wise. It's really quite sad. And it's not even like Horizon 2 was the thing for me because I wasn't that jazzed about it. So the first one that is. So you know, so it's not like I'm. It's not like that being delayed is what's put a damper on me. It's just generally there's not much for the back half of the year. Um, that new Aliens game is out next week, but it's a bit more co-op multiplayer focused. Even though I love the idea of a third-person Aliens shooter, I have to look at some gameplay and read some reviews of that and see if how I'm feeling about it. Oh, great! It'll be 2 hours of Destiny DLC. Yeah, congratulations. May you enjoy it. I will not be paying attention or caring. I still haven't got the Monster Train DLC. I played a little bit of it the other day for the first time in a while. I still love the game, but that sounds about as interesting to me as watching Cats again, Tyler. If I'm perfectly honest, just to kind of put it in perspective. Hmm. Yep. 2K20s way down in price. The problem is with the wrestling games now is because they put so much in the season pack, is that the game alone isn't worth buying. You have to get the version that includes all the content, which means even now when it's on sale for 75% off, it's still overpriced. I love that Tyler keeps telling us more about this Bungie potential news, when I have shown nothing but complete disdain for the subject. I mean, I respect the determination to get it out there, but am I not signed in? I'm not signed in. God of War's on sale. Yeah, I'm probably going to renew my Plus once it runs out, which it'll be running out in October. Doesn't help that the last couple of months of games have been absolutely terrible, so I don't feel the need to renew it. Unless something comes out that I want to play co-op or something on. But there's been nothing. It does mean I'll lose the Plus collection though, which is a shame. Because I don't actually, I never actually got around to buying God of War. I only rented it at the time. That said though, it's on sale for like dirt cheap right now, so. But it goes on sale often, so I suppose I can just get it at some point. If it's comic books you might find yourself reading some. What? You'll be making me take a break from the American Vampire Saga? Come on now. Come on. That's just madness. And cruel. Very, very cruel. Pardon me. Pardon me, everyone. Damn. I guess I've really trained people not to expect streams on Sunday nights, haven't I? It's a quiet night. Oh well. We shall have to just make best with what we have. I'm sure it'll be a winner, whatever it is, Tyler. There's always room for more punishment. I mean, that's always a good strategy. Renegade. Hmm. Because one of the plus games last month was WWE Battlegrounds, and I played it for like 10 minutes and said this is terrible, and uninstalled it. Plus, I mean, Wreckfest was a great get. Wreckfest was the perfect game that I played for like 30 hours, got a lot out of. Never, would have eventually bought it on sale for like £10 or less. So that was the perfect type of game to get free on Plus. But that was like 3 months ago now. And it's been nothing but trash since. Well, you can't say you hate RPGs in general just because of Parasite Eve. Like, there's a lot of subtypes of RPGs. You might really like something like a Skyrim or something, for example, or a Witcher, or maybe not. Maybe you'll dislike all RPGs. But something like Parasite Eve doesn't play the same way as a lot of other RPGs. I might have Sonic Mania on PC, maybe. Think I might. That sounds about right. I know Skyrim's getting re-released again. It's actually really funny though, doing a PS5 version. You think they wouldn't because of being owned by, but I guess they figure since Skyrim already exists on the PlayStation like ecosystem that they might as well. That's weird. Um, I guess it's because it's just the same game with some DLC added in, basically. But they might as well because it's already done. I actually bought Prey like ages ago for dirt cheap on PC. with the intention of playing through it at some point because I'd heard some interesting things. Speaking of Bethesda games, I can't say I've ever cared about fishing mechanics in games, but fair play, fair play. Oh, you can get Aliens Fireteam on PC for £24, which is 10 less than the console version. But I mean, I'd play one on PS5 again. I mean, I doubt it's probably a requirement heavy game. Um, yeah, minimum cards are 760. Yeah, we're good. Recommend is a 1060, which I have. Okay, so yeah, it'd run fine. Yeah, start with three. Start with three. One, I mean, I think two's still pretty playable from what I tried of it, but one is ripe for a remake someday. Like I could see them remaking the first Witcher at some point, keeping the same basic story, but just remaking the combat and how the quests work, just to make it a bit more fluid and whatnot. Yeah, I feel bad. Like Golf with Friends, I got it when it was still technically in beta, and it was like $2, and now it's like never cheaper than like 4 times that. It's kind of impressive, to be honest. I feel like I got it for such a bargain, given how fun that game is. That doesn't make me feel that old because I was never like a big Devil May Cry guy. The fact that Drive and Rise of the Planet of the Apes are 10 years old makes me feel way older. Oh, Death Stranded on PCs down to 19. Not enough. Not enough. I spent far too much money on takeout food this last couple of weeks for me to be thinking of splurging on a random game for the sake of just trying something. But I'm just looking to see what's dirt cheap these days. Oh, hey, Elsa. Yeah, I did. I actually saw some of it, Chris. I clicked on a link to have a look at it. It's kind of jarring seeing like the shots with just like white blank buildings in the city because I've not done the CG yet. But um, it's holding back a lot. But you do see someone at the end of the trailer, which confirms some things that have been, you know, talked about that movie. I shall not tell you though. I shall not say anything. What would you do if I sang out of tune? I mean, to be fair though, it is like a, a phone recording from another phone, which recorded something off screen from a computer. It's like the most potato quality leak of potato quality possible. You can barely see it, but you can sort of see and hear enough to make out some things. That's the third Spider-Man, the third Tom Holland Spider-Man. Elsa. Yeah, nothing interesting. Nothing interesting going on. It's funny. There's like an official Monopoly game you can buy, for consoles and PC, but I have to assume that the tabletop simulator probably just has a complete version of Monopoly in it. Anyway, maybe without the fancy graphics of the buildings appearing on the board, but other than that. Yeah, there's nothing interesting going on in the cheap PC game side of things. And there's very little updates on the iTunes store so far. Usually there's a bunch by now. I suppose if you're playing the computer, yeah. But whenever I've seen someone play it, it's always been multiplayer with just other people, so it probably plays fine in multiplayer. I mean, that's also fair, Chris. Yes, that's not the most exciting of games. Also fair. Ah, it's getting kind of warm tonight. I'm feeling the heat. I've never played Clock Tower 3. I am familiar with the franchise. I don't know if I would like it based on it being hide and seek. What do you know about me? You've seen me complain about other games that are sort of just running hide from things. Oh, I'm sure it does, Tyler. It was perfect for that type of thing. Uh, I don't know, Cindy. I have no idea. Does that count Shailene Woodley, who was going to be in Amazing Spider-Man 2 and then wasn't and get cut? Who shot scenes but was edited out? Does she count? Because Andrew Garfield definitely dated Emma Stone. Hell, they might even still be dating for all I know. I don't know if they're still dating. I don't keep track of their social lives. I'm very much in the camp of not caring. Shall we do? What shall we do? We've already been streaming for 90 minutes. Emma Stone is married to someone else and had a baby. Well, I mean, it's been a while. I mean, their second movie came out in what, 2014? It's been 7 years. It's a couple other things. Well, yeah, but it's still mainly hide and seek. It's still one of the main mechanics. Firefly just wrecking things. Get comfortable. The little terror that he is. So because we had a slow start and we kind of delayed the start of the movies, I'm mildly tempted to pivot to something else than what was scheduled. Although admittedly, watching something on Tubi means we'd have to pause and then resync after every single ad break because everyone would get ads that run a different time. And I know this because I've watched something on Tubi with someone else and had to resync after each ad break. No, not XCOM 2. I'm not pivoting to games. Not in the mood. You mean Cluedo? Clue. You could get Cast Pete. Sandy, you're going to have to tell me what cast is. Or what cast means. With a K, that is. If it was a C, I'd assume you mean cast in a movie, but hmm. Dee dee. Dee 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 dee. Cast lets you stream movies off your computer. No, I mean the word clue is still the word clue, but the game is called Cluedo because it's a play on words. See, if I remember correctly, and this is where the this is the origin of the game. This is like the Americans changed it to just Clue to dumb it down. Might I add, but Ludo in whatever language that is means game. So Cluedo is it's a pun. It's the word clue and the word Ludo mixed together. Which is just why it's really funny that uh, they felt Americans needed to have it simplified. But yes. Oh, it's the Latin word for play, not game, sorry. It's the Latin word for play is Ludo. Although, interestingly, the people who came up with the game originally wanted to call it Murder. It's not that clever, but it's better than just Clue. Yes, exactly, Elsa. It's the same with the whole Sorcerer's Stone nonsense. Americans won't know what a philosopher is. I googled how to cast, and all it gives me is how to last long. Do I want that on my I don't. What's rabbit? I know rabbit's a thing. Oh, there you go. Castapp.co. Watch whatever you want with friends online, movies, TV shows, you name it. Share your screen and camera or launch content directly from Cast TV and your watch parties. Join millions of casts today. Well, I can't stream things from my screen. That would still be a copyright thing. Yeah, yeah. Like searching for rabbit took me to Cast. Hold on, hold on. Guess I'll create an account. Let's see how this works. Email verification code. Da, 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 da. Did something go to unwanted or spam perhaps? Ah, I went to spam. Always a problem. Always a problem. Okay. Would this even... Invite all. Let's go with hidden, I guess. How does this... Where's video? Do I share screen? Do I share camera? Do I share mic? There's all things I don't want to do. This is weird though, because it's giving me an extra chat window in here, which we wouldn't be using. We'd still be using YouTube. I don't actually know if this is going to actually give us anything other than just no, we are not, Elsa. We're not watching a B tier Pixar movie. No. This one. Where's video? Oh wait, you can actually click on Tubi, and it'll. Interesting. Okay. No, no, Elsa. Um. Okay, I see. So that's kind of like just everyone would be watching it through cast instead of the actual source. And so it's kind of like Amazon's Watch Party, but with a third app program to do it, or third app site to do it. Hey, Befure. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so we're changing plans. We're changing plans. Where is my YouTube thing? Okay, so basically, everyone who wants to join in and watch the Rifftrax movie that we're going to watch needs to go make an account at Cast. Which you can just log in with your Google account, I think. I didn't do that just because I like to keep things separate, but you can just do that for ease of use. So I've changed the title. A lot less memory intensive than Chrome. I like all the things that Chrome remembers for me, though. Can I link it? In theory, I can. The address is castapp.co. There you go. Here's the link. Oh dear. Well, I think we're going to be doing that soonish on Ace. There's also a phone app you could use. Okay, there's a phone app too for people who want to join in. We're still going to chat in the YouTube chat though. So when the time is right, I will be giving a link to join the specific room. Oh. What's interesting about this is that I usually have to use a VPN to watch Tubi because it's a US only site. But what's interesting is I didn't have to for this. It was playing the video fine. So clearly, it going through Cast is subverting that on its own, which is interesting. Uh, I assume it's just like Amazon Watch Party where I click play and it'll just play it for everyone. Interesting. Before is always warning you about bad I mean, I don't know. I mean, most people seem to love our bad movie reviews more than our good movie reviews. So I don't know if he's hoping that I'll not review it or if he's just gleefully excited about me being miserable. Uh, it's hard to tell. Before plays it very straight. It's hard to get a complete lock on the intention. Um, a lot of stuttering. It seemed fine from the few seconds I let play. Um, yes, well, you might enjoy the new review for Blind Renegade that went up this week. Oh, Grand Slam update. Oh, Tyler, we're over 17,000 for Grand Slam. We're at 17.3 thousand tickets sold, with about 1,300 remaining from what's been opened up. There's basically one section, like right up high above the stage, like behind the stage, that's not been opened up yet, which will add like a couple of thousand, I think, to put them over 20 if they can fill it. But we'll see. Oh, did you watch that already, Renegade? I've read your comment. I've just forgotten about it. Danielson will get a great reaction. It won't be the best pop of all time, like Punk just got, but it'll be a very, very strong. It'll be better than probably Malachi Black got, for example. Somewhere between Malachi Black and Punk. Right. Who's joining us then? We're going to watch a Rifftrax movie. A so terrible but hilarious movie. Um, it's on Tubi, but to keep everyone in sync, we're using Cast. There's a link that I posted just above. If you go and quickly log in or make an account, um, you'll then be able to join when I post a link to the watch party room itself. We'll still chat. You'll still use the chat on YouTube, but oh, no worries about me watching that before. I mean, I'm sorry you had a bad time, but I'm not worried about having to. I have a feeling this is the movie you talked about on Comics from the Multiverse. What did I say about it? Assuming it's the same movie. What did I say about it? I don't remember what I said. So when whoever's joining for this has made an account and is ready for the link, let me know. More entertaining than Birdemic, I said, did I? Interesting. Interesting for a couple of weeks. That's right. I forgot. Matt's shock when I said that. Is anyone but Tyler joining? Also a good question to ask. Am I setting this up for failure? You're logged in. Okay, I'll put in the link. Got Tyler and Cindy at least. I expect Chris is probably getting set up. Okay. So it's funny you mentioned that comparison to Birdemic because it's from the director of Birdemic. Oh, see, Tyler's joined the watch party. It's just like a joke commentary track as well as the movie. Do I need to use the watch party link? I mean, if you want to stay in sync, you'll have to use that. You could just watch it on Tubi directly, but it's free, Bob. You just click on the link and make an account or log in with Google. Um, oh, the Deep is joined. Okay, so Chris is at the party. Good to know. So this is just what it's like when we do an Amazon watch party where I use the Amazon's built-in thing. It's just that because I had three options to like search for movies or search for videos. It was Tubi, YouTube, and something else. So it's all free services. Oh, we're not watching the Friday the 13th tonight. We will be watching them next time probably. So like have them at the ready. We'll use them next time. We're watching something else because we're starting a bit later than I was expecting. Plus, Elsa ended up sleazing her way out of watching the movie anyway, so I'm glad that we didn't watch Friday the 13th Part 6 because I expect Elsa to be watching 6 and 7 when we do. And I hope she hears me saying that. We are not the one. Good, I'm glad you heard me, Elsa. The movie is Replica. The movie is indeed Replica. I assume it says that on the screen. Well, it's technically not getting shut down, but its usefulness is about to go away, therefore no one is really going to use it anymore. So it may end up getting shut down eventually, but good Elsa. Good Elsa. Yeah, 6 is a lot more lighthearted, I'd say. Alright. People are mostly in. I don't know who Free Show is, but unless Free Show is Bob. Or Fresh Show. Aye, Fresh Show. Replica was never released as a movie on its own. I guess someone like said, "Hey, this is terrible. You can't release this." How dare you compare Elsa? That's what you got from what I said. That's what you got. Okay, let me get my headphones on. Oh. We're about to get started. If anyone has any reason not to start, then I actually looked over there to see what you were talking about before. I mean, it said that like the party's not searchable. Only people with the link can access it. But I don't know if bots still access it or if someone's just called Fresh Show. But I mean, obviously they can't hear me unless they're also at the stream. So if there's other people, random people in chat, I mean, whatever. It's a movie on Tubi. It's free anyway. Who cares? All right, is everyone ready to go? I appreciate you showing Darth Vader for so long. What are you talking about? What Darth Vader are you talking about? Is the Darth Vader at the start of the intro? Because I'm on a black screen. I'm on it. I'm at 0 on the timeline. That's what your screen is paused on. It should go back to the start once I hit play. Well, that's handy. I can literally just select another video from here. I don't have to like make y'all come back for a second thing. If we want to watch something else, I can just browse a video and pick one whilst you're all still there. It was at 5 seconds and then I paused it and put it back, so it should snap back once I hit play. Hopefully, if it doesn't, let me know, and we'll learn what the kinks of this system are. But we should be good. All right, so this is from the director of Birdemic. And what more do I need to say? The only thing I will say is if you've seen Birdemic, you might notice at least one of the main locations is used from that movie. And yeah, other than that, just brace yourself for the visual effects, which somehow are worse than Birdemic. So without further ado, I don't have to even count in, do I? Because I'm just hitting play. This is nice. Oh, Bob's in the group now. All right, I'm going to hit play then. Everyone seems to be in. I assume anyone can join at any time, as well. Ela wants to watch it. Replica. It's a movie called Replica from the director of Birdemic, which is one of the laughably worst movies of all time. Everyone's about to find out. Yeah, I think Fresh Show is just a bot because they just joined a second time. Let's not worry about it. Okay, I'm going to hit play. Brace yourselves, everyone. Brace yourselves. Now, I will comment occasionally as well, obviously, so I might talk over the Rifftrax guys, so it is what it is. There are closed captions if you need them. Okay. Oh, it's Befure. Befure's Fresh Show. Ah, welcome, Befure. All right. Still use the chat on YouTube, guys. We'll still be using YouTube chat. I won't be even be looking at the chat on the watch party thing. Maybe I shouldn't tell you that. Maybe you'll try and get away with stuff. All right, here we go. We hit play. Let me know if it started back at the start when I hit play. I assume it went back to the start, yeah? Cool. It's a 67-minute movie. I recommend turning on the captions just for me talking over some stuff. Really dragging out these opening titles. It's only 67 minutes long. Bob, trust me. This not only does this movie have worse effects, it has effects in places where it shouldn't be effects. Just you wait. Screenplay by James Wan. What a screensaver this is. I think for this to work, I'm just going to have to accept that I'm going to be talking over the Rifftrax guys a lot. Well, that's a lot of text. Not to worry, all this text is completely irrelevant, really. They're referencing Birdemic right now. Forgot this stayed here for so long. It does. You're right, Chris. That's exactly what it feels like. Why have a set or location? Christopher Reeve cameo. These reactions to the visual effects are amazing. Uh, I was cackling when I first saw that, like the camera pull back. And at least that set's quite futuristic looking in theory. It wanted to look sci-fi. It's not the last time we see a fake set, and some of them are baffling. Why they didn't just get a real place? Look at the green screen with the clip art set. He couldn't do a second take. He fumbled his line. Uh, I don't know. I don't know for sure. I don't know if you heard it much in that first scene, but every other time, this is the same house from Birdemic. This is the same driveway we see the main character pull out of in Birdemic. But most scenes that take place in his house, his pet bird, like the raw audio of that bird squeaking, is still in the sound mix, and it's so loud every time it squeaks. It's so intrusive. Oh yes, if you enjoy seeing how the whole commute goes to work, you'll be a fan of this director's movies because this is a consistent theme in James Wan films. Not Wan, Win. It's a very important distinction. In conclusion, a building. That was funny. Still a building. Yes. It's a cubicle. They couldn't have found a cubicle to shit in. It's a cubicle. don't talk about don't talk about digital representations when you're standing in this green screen. Like that was a cubicle and this is just a meeting room. They couldn't have just got some plain rooms to shoot these scenes in. Oh. Notice so the camera started to move down, but then it cut away immediately, so it just looked really awkward, like a mistake. I completely believe that she's an expert on all of these subjects she's talking about. I'm just going to stand here behind you, breathing down the back of your neck while you work. At least she's not doing porn. You don't sell the salesman like me. The big accounts. I was curious. I looked up the actress. She's only done one other movie after this called Dialogues from 2009. Which doesn't look like it was ever released. Best I can tell. This is so relatable. All right, it's time for the romance to start kicking off. Not every joke the Rifftrax guys have is that funny, but like every few minutes they'll just hit you with a like a like a right a right popper. Anyway, um, Oh my, a woman. I'm just going to follow you with my eyes intently the entire time you run past me. I'm just going to stare at you like I'm in a Twilight movie. That took so long. The background audio is so bad. Like, they didn't audio mix this, they just used the raw audio. Yeah, you gave him his new kidney. You talked to him on the phone like 2 scenes ago. the new kidneys perfect. That was creepy. You run here often. That was a great line. The guy just staring. Oh yeah, we have to watch him get back in the car. This is an important moment that we have to include in the film. The pacing, the pacing of everything is so insane. Like just how slow it is. This is just stalking someone. Also, she's literally running in the middle of the road. Whoa, that audio. Ugh. This is that audio you put in a movie. Jesus Christ. This guy has been nothing but red flags. Now, admittedly, I don't believe that she is actually a cutting edge organ cloning doctor, but he's nothing but red flags. Listen for all the squeaks of this bird as these scenes go on. I'm extremely busy. I'm extremely busy. Could I got her do a second take of that or? This is about as much chemistry as 50 Shades of Grey. The bird. Oh. Made the big sale. $1 million. Oh, he's changed his clothes finally. We got some music though. Yeah, is the app working for everyone? Well, nice to have this option for Tubi stuff. And even YouTube, potentially. I've got a feeling he didn't show me his previous film. He didn't show them Birdemic. Because if they'd seen that, they'd know not to do it. Right, notice that they're outside. Like, they're outside. But now, all of a sudden... Oh, yeah, like, now there's, like, walls behind them. Like, it doesn't match where they were sitting in the wide shot at all. Still better than the first Wives Club. Trust me, the best stuff's not even happened yet. You don't like to laugh, which does not follow anything he just said at all, in any way. We've seen the evidence of the dancing. See, look, yeah, look. But there's like tables behind them with people, and no walls in sight. I like the movies, and I watch the sports. I guess this is a different day because they've both changed their clothes. My heart will go on. I wonder how much they were paid to be in this, if they were even paid at all. I'm pretty sure this is the same beach from Birdemic as well. I remember there'd been a beach scene early on in that. The cubicle. I can't get over the backgrounds. Yes, you think he'd recognize the name of the company that he both went to for surgery, and he's now dating the co-founder of. You think that would be something that he recognizes immediately? It's another trope of this guy's films. Is just throwing out random big figures like that are perfectly round. Da da da. He may be a villain, guys. I'll just got a sneaking suspicion. Now I realize we're all getting used to these backgrounds. We're getting used to the bad sound, the bad acting. But don't worry, the plot's about to spice up. Yeah. I mean, even if you're talking about grains of rice, 50 million is still quite a lot. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we've had no music whilst I've been speaking, right? It's always completely changed to music. Well, they don't know how to mix it together. They just take out the rest of the audio and put in music, or they have the original audio. That's not that nice. It doesn't actually sound that good, honestly. The shower curtain ring. Yeah, it's almost like she orchestrated it. That'd be like if Tyler like was speaking to me and said, "Hey, I watched this good video on MaleFuzz TV. You know your YouTube channel. Like, thanks for that. Thanks for being so specific." Hey, a crossfade. They did a crossfade, everyone. I'm surprised they figured out how to do that. Oh, just you wait until they're having sex. Well, I say, it's just you wait until they're supposed to be having sex. This is a weird place to say you're going to race someone to. This is a lot of stairs. Like, it's not like he could really overtake her once they were at the steps. It's kind of a. What's the shot? Let's just spin around to the end. Yeah, so the thing I thought when I first saw this is that that's not her underwear. That is a bikini. I feel like it's supposed to be her underwear, but it's a bikini. Oh, here's some more cameos that they. I mean, hell, actually, maybe these like shots of them, like these famous clips on TV, are why this movie never came out. Maybe it was an issue. the the bird. The bird. So that was the implied sex scene, I guess. The bird! My god! I'm getting more jump scares out of this goddamn bird than like any horror movie I've ever watched. Alright, I think it's time for my favourite scene. It's time for my favourite scene. Or more specifically, my favourite realization. Because it's more of a transition of scenes. Oh, I feel bad for her too. She's clearly uncomfortable. And it's not like the guy's like a complete creep either. He looks just awkward and uncomfortable as well. But she's the one that's definitely been more exploited. So those cars clearly didn't touch, right? Like they broke. She's dead. That was a death scene. Those cars that at worst were going to tap. That was a death. Before it cut to black, it looked like they'd already stopped moving. Like, I know my reaction wasn't that potent there because I'd already seen it, but when it cut to him at the gravestone the first time, the moment I realized that that was meant to be a death, I lost my shit. Also, one of the best lines of the film's about to come up. Where's your badge? Show me your police badge. It was so the yes, so this was an intentional attack on her apparently as well. That's what we're finding out here. Just listen to these questions. That's what being in love usually means. Yes. The bird. Wait for it. Incredible amounts of semen. Which, let's not ignore the fact that they checked her for semen in a car crash. Why would they check it for semen? Why would they check in her vagina? What could her vagina possibly have to do with being hit by another car? We found semen in her. That's like, oh my god. We found semen in it. She was in through the car crash. Oh. Mm. That was the line that I knew I had to watch this on stream with you guys. See, he's all depressed just now. Um, um, so this movie's actually a big rip-off of another film. Once we get to the next plot beat. Wait a minute. Who is this sluttier looking version of our love interest with the tramp stamp and dark hair? Oh yeah, his stalking techniques. I want to dub this with Halloween music. Dan 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 dan. Is she a good driver? Whoa! Whoa! They actually kind of tried to dub this, but they didn't, do it properly. They just put the audio on top really loudly. No, 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 no. More famous movie, Bob. Much big, really big, famous classic. He's just following her still. Down, 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 down. Also, when someone gets a back tattoo, right, a tramp stamp, do they tend to get their own name? I mean, let's be honest. It's not just that, like, it's not tailored. Like, I've never had a tailored suit. I've only had purchased suits, but they fit better than this guy's suit. It's not that hard to get it close enough. He's just followed and stared at her. Oh, now he's gone in. Oh, this is just red flag city. I get it. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Is she not worried about the when they're facing each other about forgetting her name? Or does she only like it one way around? I guess maybe that's. How did you know where I was staying? It took her like 10 seconds, and I didn't mean to follow you all the way to your hotel room. He followed you like miles and to where you're staying. Uh, What do you mean a deal? This has been nothing but red flags. He's a crazy stalker, man. Honestly, if he axe murders you, you probably got it coming after these poor decisions. We got more fake backgrounds. He just looked down at your script, didn't he? Do you know what? You felt bad for the actress in the first half, and now it's like now you're playing the slutty version. So now you're wearing skimpier clothes. Oh yeah, they were clearly not in the same room. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure there's a Rifftrax of the room. I imagine there must be. Not all Rifftraxes have like versions that you can watch the movie with though. Some of them are just audio tracks that you have to get the movie on your own. But that's how they started. But there's a bunch that they got the rights to, so they can just release them. I'm sure if I ever saw Full House, that may have been a funny joke. Oh, wax museum. This is dangerous. The wax sculptures might actually be more lifelike than the actors. Yeah, these are some of the guys who used to do Mystery Science Theater. She's bringing up car accidents. The listing more famous people and the joke after they stopped talking about it was really funny. It's a bullet. What a performance! I'm here and alive. Isn't that what matters? Not a red flag, I'd say. I mean, there's already been a lot of red flags that should have been a deal breaker. Oh, there's a bit of Larry King there on the TV. Do you know Larry King always puts me in the mood for a bit of sexual intercourse? That's what it always puts me in the mood for. A bit of Larry King in the background. Oh, that horrible pan. Oh, there's such a stutter to the start of that pan. Whoever's using the tripod doesn't know what he's doing. Do you know what? I made my joke about that, but I turned on too early. I was expecting it to pan over to them awkwardly. Why are they always just sitting still? Bob up and down a little bit. They just sat there completely still. Yes, I will. I will love you more if you dress like my dead ex girlfriend. You have to you have to change your entire appearance. I feel like Cindy's given up. Cindy's not commented in ages. She's turned it off in disgust. That was a Birdemic reference to Solar Panel Salesman. Oh yeah, that's the actress. That's the old woman's in Birdemic, and she's terrible. It's not double impact. The vacuum of audio when she opened the door for him. Not body double. No. Flashback. Yeah, it's Vertigo. To the point where they even had some Hitchcock actresses on the TV screens. It's Vertigo with sci-fi. That's totally coming from that radio. That's not added on noise. They used part of that same shot again in the stereo. I don't think the audio was mostly from the. Oh my god! Look at him trying to sit against this fake wall. That this is definitely a case of these two people are not were never together. The eye line is totally wrong. They're not looking at each other. No, she did. I mean it's slightly changed in that the movie's title's Replica and there's cloning involved, so she's a clone rather than the same person who faked her death. But in the way it plays out, it's very Vertigo. Like down to him, like sort of his realization of it's very Vertigo-esque. The audio cuts. Okay, that's one way to transition out of a scene, I guess. The music is like Home Alone when like something mischievous is happening. Hmm. Joe's upset. the clone is somehow a worse actor. He's going full mad scientist on us. The clonatron. I don't have anything to do with a bad imitation, even though I made you dress and change your hair to pretend to be her. I'm not sure if she's supposed to have the memories of Evelyn or not. Pretty sure that guy that just passed looked at the camera just at the last second. Was like, "What are you doing?" I know, Tyler, you want this to be at least 2 hours long, but unfortunately, it's a short one. Only 5 minutes left now. You're wondering how this wraps up so quickly, aren't you? Well, Tyler's excited because they made a Highlander reference. It went places there with that speech. I'm just getting over the fact that he called himself Dr. God. Then he started explaining how he was going to end racism and woofed. look at the banister in the foreground of that shot. It wasn't there for very long, but it was just a cartoon. And then the walking. We're not walking in place, we swear. Oh yeah, that gun totally went off. Could even put a little flash or something. Just to. He was looking down at like his script or something. Again, he kept looking down at the floor. There's like a line of like where blood's supposed to be. Well, I'm sure we all shared an experience there. You know, first of all, that was a very successful experiment, I think, of watching something from Tubi, and in the future, YouTube. Good cat, Firefly. I'm sure we all felt something throughout that. You'll never forget when you watch Replica. And now it's one of the movies that I've seen twice this year. Yeah, it looks like I can, because everyone's still in the thing, like I can just start another one if I wanted to. Oh, Cast TV was the third one. Yeah, I can just go to Tubi and pick another one whilst everyone's still there. Do I get to give it a spin, or is that just a movie thing? Oh, that was still a movie. That still counts as a movie. Yeah, Renegade gets a point. Yeah, yeah, we can watch Big Fat Quiz on YouTube. Especially now that Sean Locke died, Tyler. I don't know. Did you see this? Sean Locke passed away this week from cancer. Sucked. I had many a great laugh watching the carrot in the box competition. I mean, it's on the sites. You can check it off in Letterboxd, which I did. On scoreboard. All right, give out 3 spins, Renegade. You'll get 1 point, which I'm doing just now. You can join back in if you want, Bob. It's pretty easy. I'll give you a link in a minute. Yes, it's a 1 out of 10, but it's a really entertaining 1 out of 10. Tyler, Chris, and Bob. Okay. Maybe I'll show you the carrot in the box competition for a quick joke, since I can easily show you YouTube things now. Where is my spinner? Tyler, Chris, and Bob. All right, Tyler first. Whoa! +3. Tied with Renegade now. Then Chris. +1. Not bad. Not bad. The wheel's feeling generous tonight. And then Bob for the third spin. +1. Where's Bob? Where's Bob? Oh, he's at negative. Wow. Hey, you're up to 0 at least. Nice. All right. Yeah, I'm going to show you a clip of 8 out of 10 cats of Sean Locke because I really like him, and this clip's really funny. And he passed away this week. Let me just. How do I send out the link again? Here we go. The little button pops up when I hover over it. Copy. Right, there you go, Bob, if you need to click on that again. Alright, here we go. It's all self-explanatory. John Richardson's pretty funny too. Oh, I miss him. He's so funny. Oh, I mean, John Richardson and Jimmy Carr are funny too, but Charlotte was all my favorite. Uh, well, Tyler enjoyed that. I don't know if anyone else cared, but this is genius. I can just make you all watch YouTube videos now. This is amazing. Everyone else has been very quiet, Tyler. But I'm glad you enjoyed that. You couldn't hear it? What? What nonsense is this? He played it so well. He played it all like he thought the game was really stupid because he didn't because he didn't understand that the other person got to swap afterwards without him saying so. He thought he had a choice just to keep it, so he thought the game was stupid. Like that's how he sold it, which is why it was so convincing. So oh, it's so good. Oh well. Yeah, so that was sad news this week. He died of cancer at 58 years old. Obviously too young. It's a shame. Well, did people enjoy Replica? I assume we all did. I am going to go and log it once again on Letterboxd. Replica 2005, James Wan directing. Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. Oh, this is a wee easier way for me to make you watch stuff like Total Wipeout if I feel like the mood strikes me, which I don't for right now, for the record. But yep. It's Tim will appreciate it. I think I heard that, Bob. I mean, I'm not that familiar with the group, but oh, I've seen the Grapus, so I have seen at least some other stuff. I've seen the Grapus. I have seen the Grapus. I'm familiar with it. Okay. Now I realised we didn't do anything that we'd planned tonight, but that's okay. Um, I took a little while for people to filter in, so it felt a bit late to start like a double feature at that point. Netflix has got a new UFO show, like an investigative show where they're talking about supposed real UFO sightings. Hmm. It does sound quite trashy from the title. I'll say that. It sounds a bit on the trashy side, which I guess a lot of these things are. Okay. Well, I've made the account on that cast then. So if you wanted to watch something that's on YouTube or on Tubi, then we have a nice, easy way of doing it now. Um, that said, if it's something that happens to be on YouTube, but I have like in better quality from elsewhere, I'm watching the better quality one. I'm not using it. I'm not using CAS for that. Like if I got something on iTunes or whatever, then I'll be watching that version. Can anyone stream YouTube on there? You'd have to start your own room, Bob. I think, or I'd have to give people permission to start videos. I guess, which I can probably do. Uh, Yeah, I think I'll wrap up the stream. I know it's a little bit earlier than normal, but I'm still kind of adjusting to being up later again. So this is kind of a first dip in the dip in the water, as it were. I should be back on Thursday with the next stream, and we probably will do the Friday the 13th. Although pivot, we might pivot to Jaws because Jaws is summary, and I feel like if we don't start cracking through that soon, then it'll start to feel too late. So maybe we'll pivot to Jaws on Thursday, which I'm sure is going to upset everyone because no one wants to watch Jaws. But yeah, hopefully you guys had fun. I will see you next time. It has been a pleasure. Have a good evening. Look forward to content. New Babylon 5. Well, not for Patreon. That'll be Tuesday for Patreon. But new public Babylon 5 tomorrow. I should be reviewing the new episode of Heels. And I think me and Connor will be finally recording the finale to Superman and Lois tomorrow as well. So, which will probably go up on Tuesday. So that is things to look forward to. So thank you very much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.